We're ready? We're good? All right. Hi. Happy Sunday, everybody. I'm your favorite Mindminx. Welcome back to another episode of the Mindminx show. I'm sick, and it decided to come out right then. We're live on location here right outside of Red Bull Stadium. And I just want to give a couple of quick shout outs to the sponsor of your favorite Mindminx, Absalom, located at 223 DeGraw Avenue in Teaneck, New Jersey, and also to Castro Beats for this sound he created for the show. So big shout outs. And today I have a very special guest. This is the second time you've been with me, but this is the first time you've been on the couch. So welcome back to Kenya Amir. Hello.
Thank you for having me.
No problem. Thanks for coming back. I rewatched our first interview together and I laughed through the whole thing. I thought it was such a great conversation, so I'm looking forward to recapping a couple of things. But talk to us, what has been going on with Kenya in the past 2 years?
Shoot. Oh, it's been 2 years.
It's been 2 years.
Oh, Jesus, 2 years. Wow. I mean, I'm definitely blessed. Like, I can't lie. The last 2 years, I don't know if I was in law school already or applying to law school.
Nope, you were already started.
I was already started,
yeah.
So now I'm still on that journey. I got 2 years left. I feel a little bit better about the position I'm in, being able to help people, and already it's like a blessing. And then with music, I haven't slowed down. I think in the last year alone, I put out maybe like 25 songs.
Wow.
Yeah, so I've just been on kind of a war path with that as well, and like my numbers have been doing better and everything has just been kind of looking up.
And I see you traveling too, because you'll post that you're in Atlanta. Does anybody want to
yeah.
do some music?
Yeah, and I mean, I get down to it. Like that's been the blessing too, just having a network where I could really just go wherever I want and know that I have one friend or two friends, or I could find a friend that could do music and just kind of rock out in different environments. I mean, I got started with, not started with, because I've always been recording, but I feel like when I took a trip to Dominican Republic and I just brought like a mic over and a computer with me and I was just recording in my room, like that for me was kind of where it was at, like that whole destination thing, getting a feel for different artists, different artistry, and being able to tap in no matter where I am to what the sound is.
Nice.
Yeah.
That's exciting. And you've been, actually you said you always have that, your backpack that always has your recording equipment. So are you still banging out music like in 3 weeks? Because that's the song that we played on the show, you literally had written it, recorded it, and produced it and all that 3 weeks prior.
Yeah.
Are you still doing it that way?
I'm doing it a lot faster.
Even faster than that, wow. That's crazy.
I've been on, like I said, I've been on the word path. This last 2 records I produced on Valentine's Day. I mean, not produced, I put out on Valentine's Day. I worked with my boy Prime 973 and Rhea 1988. Make sure y'all go check them out. But we worked together to put together 2 tracks, one called Love Me, one called Are You Serious Right Now? And I think we got those done in a day.
Wow.
And then maybe a week later, I got the cover art done, and then I just pushed it out right on Valentine's Day. I could have put it out that day, but I was just like, let me do it. 2 songs on Valentine's Day for everybody, and I think it was received pretty well so far.
Nice. That's incredible. Like I'm, you know, I can't even make I said this before, I can't even write half a limerick, never mind write a whole song and produce. So I'm still in awe that you can do that, but you're also still acting.
Yeah. So, I did a play not too recently. I did A Raisin in the Sun.
Okay.
I was playing Walter, the lead role. We did it for NPS, North Public Schools. We worked with NJ Pack, and we also worked with Newark Symphony Hall. And the director, Marsha Brown, she put it all together. I originally tried out, and she tried to give me the part of like this guy George, who's kind of the handsome young college guy who could he had like a he has an important role, but for me, I felt like that was me. So I wanted to play something different.
Gotcha.
So she actually cast me as a 40-year-old man.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah, who's like down. He's the lead role, and it's like his father died. Is it his father? Yeah, his father dies. So there's this money that's coming through a check to his mother, and like he has all these grand ideas. He wants to open up a liquor store and really provide some sort of like generational wealth for his family. But ultimately, he is a black man in like the 1930s, I believe. So segregation. There's plenty of roadblocks like in his way, and finally his mom decides to use the money to put a down payment on a house in a white neighborhood.
Okay.
Which is like he
Unheard
loses
of,
his
yeah,
mind.
yeah.
So it got me to really tap into a different side. I haven't done I've done musical theater, but up until that point I hadn't done a serious like acting piece. Like Denzel Washington played this role.
Oh wow.
P. Diddy played the role. Who else played Walter? I forget his name off the top of my head. I know somebody will correct me in the chat. But
Yeah, somebody. The real. Hello, everybody. So that's pretty intriguing. How did it feel knowing that you were playing this part that these other very large actors have done?
Sidney Poitier.
Sidney Poitier. Okay,
Yes.
so yeah, like I mean, that wasn't intimidating at all.
It was at first, but I think I had really good coaching around me with the director, Marsha Brown. She's like a genius. She like got me to tap into this part of me that I didn't even know was kind of there. I had to almost tap into emotions that weren't mine.
Okay.
Like
yeah, how could they be?
Really experience, but I was able to bring them out in a way that we had really good reviews on the show. The superintendent of Newark Public Schools was there. Mayor Raz Baraka, he was there. Councilman, is it Donald Payne Jr. or Senior? I don't want to mess it up, but there was a couple of congressmen there as well.
That's awesome.
So it was a beautiful experience. We got to give back to the community. They wanted us to do another show at Shabazz High School, February, it was like 4th, which was like way too soon for me.
Okay.
Because I'm in the middle of law school, of course. And,
Right.
But yeah, it's that part has been a great road. And then I was also recently able to do some stuntman work and act as an extra in a movie, The Tragic Life of Rob Peace, that's going to be coming out pretty soon.
And we talked about that earlier.
Yeah.
That's that you said that's going to be on Disney Plus, right?
I believe so. If it's different, I'll
update.
I'll definitely send the update.
Well, we gotta. Oh, all right. I got a bet. This is dope. Aw, it says it's dope to hear you talk about this. Who do we know who that is?
Oh, thank you. Mortgage USA?
Yeah.
No, but thank you.
Aw. Thanks for the badge, by the way. Okay, so sorry, I'm still digressing very easily. It's on point for me. But you said it was a stunt double for aquatics. Now, is there literally, you're still doing the water polo, you're still coaching at the high school?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, so I just finished up swim season. I was the assistant coach this year. I was able to take more of the back role, but this year I was the head water polo coach, which was another big challenge for me, first time as a head coach.
Wow.
So that was a roller coaster in itself, but this opportunity presented itself, and I was in shape. I've already been practicing with the kids, so yeah, it was a blessing to tell the story. For those people who don't know, they could get the book as well, The Tragic Life of Rob Peace. It's just about a Newark native, St. Benedict's son, who he did all the right things. He went to Yale. He got a degree in biomedical engineering, came back, coached, taught physics at the high school, but ultimately he made some decisions that ended up costing his life. I don't want to give away the whole movie.
Right. You gotta check it out.
Yeah, definitely check it out. Shout out to his family. I was able to meet his family during the course of it. I was able to meet the directors and Chitwell. I don't want to mess up his last name, but the guy from 12 Years a Slave.
Okay.
The guy who played the main role there, he directed the movie.
Oh wow.
Yeah, so it was definitely, it was a dope experience. I got to work with this guy, Jay Will. who's the lead in the movie, Rob
Okay.
Peace.
Okay.
So I think it's gonna be a great story. I'm very familiar with the story because I read the book when I was in high school.
Okay.
So yeah, I mean it's a tale about a New Jersey native who
He almost made it out.
almost made it out.
So we actually talked about this in our first interview together. How we're both from Newark and we're both a minority. So you being a black male and me being a Hispanic woman, we're not supposed to make it out. And it's kind of sad because he almost made it out. And you got to read the book, you got to watch the movie to understand. It's just stereotypical that we're not supposed to amount to anything.
Right.
And we talked about this the first time around, and you're proving that you're not being stereotypical at all.
Right.
Especially in this for your generation.
And I think part of it is, and like I try to tell this to my students too, part of it is not knowledge in the sense like know everything, but knowledge in the sense of like you have to be willing to endeavor to find information. Like you can't just sit down as somebody who's subject to other people's opinions, other people's wills, other people's whatever they want done, and you not know what's going on. Like I showed them recently a movie, 13th. I don't know if you've ever seen it.
No.
It's about the 13th Amendment and how it says that, slavery is abolished with the exception of people who are in prison. So it's just talking about the mass incarceration and, the school to prison pipeline, how that was established, like with the war on drugs and the Reagan administration up until the Clinton administration, where they were locking people up for like crack cocaine. It was like 100 times the sentence you would get for the same amount of crack cocaine as you would for cocaine.
Wow.
So it was just like, and all these disparities were used to target African American and Latino people. And take away their right to vote, take away their freedoms that they should enjoy as American citizens.
It's interesting that you said that because I did know that once slavery was abolished, they were arresting everybody they could.
Oh, absolutely.
Because and using that slave mentality to work those prisoners, but I didn't realize that it was actually in the amendment.
It's in the Constitution.
Wow.
You read the 13th Amendment.
Wow. I didn't know
to
that.
abolish, it says slavery is abolished in the United States with the exception of those people who are
Now
criminals.
they-
It's like I'm messing up the abbreviation,
Right.
It's there in the first two sentences.
Wow, I didn't know that. I did know that they were arresting just so that they could still.
Yeah, but when you think about it, it's crazy because in prison, like the movie breaks down like these corporations like ALEC and these lobbying firms, and I'm learning more about this like as I'm in law school too. These people who work on behalf of different parties, but really they work for the same party. They work for the Green. So you got corporations like Walmart that sell the most guns in the United States. You got corporations like JPay and like Censorus or something like that they use in the prison systems for phone calls and stuff like that. All these places belong to this group that is represented by politicians that are also in the same group. And together they work to write laws. So they work to write the Stand Your Ground law that got Trayvon Martin killed, or they work to write the it's like 1442B, that something that like it's the law in Arizona that gets immigrants basically you can stop and first immigrants under the perception that they're Hispanic. Right.
Oh, so racial profiling.
Racial profiling, right? That's the reason why we have these like concentration camps right now full of immigrants that have come over that are supposed to be they're right? It's asylum. They're coming from El Salvador, they're coming from these places, Honduras, that are war torn, and they're just trying to find asylum in this place, and instead of putting them into the community, what are we doing? Shipping them to Kamala Harris's house or locking them in prison in Arizona in the same facilities built by the same corporations that build our state institutions. So it's crazy once you start connecting all the dots. But like I said, knowledge is the key, and like that's why I try to tell kids like a lot of this stuff I was fed, like spoon fed over time, like by my grandmother and like by just people who were like, nah, things aren't always as it seems. You have to kind of read between the lines in order to survive, because otherwise you're just subject to whatever's going on, and then you're like, why me? Why me? Well, why you? Because there's a plan against you, but you don't know about the plan. So it's, yeah, I don't know. I try to, I guess, evangelize that to my students, because they have to start young and they have to know.
But it's interesting that you have such a perception of it. Like, when we first talked to you, you were only 24, so now how old are you?
25.
So, dear Lord.
I'm almost 26. Yeah.
Holy shit. So, like, to hear you speak, you don't speak like a 25-year-old. You don't.
Yeah.
So, you know, and we talked about this before, your family did a beautiful job raising you, because you're not a typical, even the lyrics of your music, you know, the education that you've provided for yourself, at the end of the day, you have to provide for yourself. And now you're paying it forward to your students. Do you feel that you're drawn to that need to, I don't want to say need, but you feel almost that passionate, that it's part of who you are, that you have to pay that forward to your students?
Absolutely, because I feel like, I don't know, I just see myself in a lot of my students. Not only see myself, I see like, I just tap into my spirituality too. Like, I see God in everybody. So it's like I try to recognize the humanity in people and try to be that guy who's like, hey, watch out, there's something bad around the corner. Like, I can't stop it from happening.
Right.
Like, and I've come to realize that now. Like, I've lost friends, I've lost family. Like, it's, you can't stop things from happening. The only thing you can do is be prepared yourself and prepare the people around you for what's happening. But that's good or bad. You can prepare somebody for something positive, or you can prepare for somebody for something that could potentially happen to them negatively, but because they know about it, they're not gonna have the same like visceral reaction that they would have if they weren't prepared. They kind of just take it. Yeah.
That's interesting take on it, because I feel like the way you said, you know, the why me is how a lot of people are. Like, why did this have to happen to me? But you have such a positive outlook on it. Like, no, it's like you said, why? Because there's a plan against you. But you're not looking at it from a negative perspective. You're not a negative person.
Right.
And that translates in everything that you do. So I just want to give a shout out to that, because I think that's super impressive, again, at 25 years old.
I appreciate that.
Hello. You are together. So Sean O'Neill said he appreciates you, that you got it together.
Appreciate you, Sean.
Very nice. All right, so let's talk more about your music. This, like, you've been like putting it out so much. What is your favorite song that you put out in a day?
So far, well, no, actually, I got a lot of favorite songs that I put out. But right now, the song I have on repeat is a song called "Love Me." It's on Spotify, Apple Music, all that stuff. But I wrote it with Rhea, who is a singer from Newark as well.
Okay.
Prime 973 has a studio in Newark. He put us together in the same room, and he was just like, "Yo, I need y'all to make a record." Like, we didn't know each other from a can of paint.
Wow.
So it was just like, he had an ear, he was working with her, he was working with me. He was like, let's put them together on a record, and then magic happened twice.
Nice.
So we were able to get 2 records that, to me, are, I don't know, some of my indication of some of the work I have coming up. Like, I'm impressed.
Yeah, good.
Yeah.
That's a good thing, because we're always the most critical of ourselves. So you're enjoying what you're creating right now.
Yeah, and I mean, there's no pressure right now. Like, there's no pressure. No one's telling me, oh, you have to go create. No one's telling me you don't have to create. No one's pushing me in any direction when it comes to music. So I'm able to just focus and just produce and do what I love, which is put out quality records. Yeah.
All right, so then I just want to recap. So you're in law school.
Yeah.
Full-time student.
Part-time.
Part-time? Okay, all right. I was gonna say, there's no way.
It's like a full-time schedule. Like, it's deceiving.
Like, how the hell, yeah, but like, how the hell, so I'm gonna list it. So you're in law school, you're teaching, you're coaching,
Yes.
acting,
Yes.
making music.
Yes.
That's 5. Are you still modeling?
I haven't modeled, but I was gonna do something for Daniel's Leather.
Okay.
But I ended up just not going to the audition last minute because I was just consumed with schoolwork.
Okay, so we took one thing off the
Yeah,
plate.
I said no.
We took one thing
no.
off the plate. How do you manage, and we talked about this before, to be successful at doing all of these things? Because these are not, and I said this before, this is not, minimum wage, go apply and you get hired type of jobs.
Yeah.
How are you doing this successfully?
Well, I mean, there's the confident answer that I want to give, and then the real answer is probably, I could sum it up at what my grandfather said to me. He said, unless you're willing to go broke and sleep on the floor for this, you don't want it.
Okay.
Yeah, so that's kind of like the mindset I'm in right now. Not that I'm sleeping on the floor, but like I'm kind of in the mindset that I'm just gonna get it done, like no matter what. I don't let things push me out the way, because nobody around me wants it to push me out the way. Like even with my uncle recently just passed like a couple days ago. And thank you. And he was really like just adamant about me finishing law school. Even though like we made music together, and we still are. I have a record I'm gonna go meet up with the producer after this actually, and we're gonna cut one more record with his drums on it for the funeral. But yeah, he even had a conversation with me maybe 4 or 5 days before he passed, where he was just like, man, right now I would literally invest all my money into buying a studio just so we could work, but right now I just need you to finish law school, get that done, and the music will be there. Like, you don't have to worry about it, you have it. So like that was like, yeah, I'm starting to get like a little emotional thinking about it.
All right, so we'll change the subject, because I'm a crier too, and the last thing we need is hungover Mindminx crying. Oh, thank you.
Yeah, thank you.
Okay, so you need some water?
No.
You good? Okay. So with that being said, do you find that it's because of your age that you have the stamina? I think that's the, because I don't even have the I don't know how people are able to.
I think so, but I think it's also like just
and your drive.
The way I was raised.
Okay.
Too. Like my dad is kind of, like not kind of like that. My dad is like that. He has damn near a PhD, but he'll work security on the nights if he wants to.
Gotcha.
Make a couple extra $100.
Okay.
He doesn't. He literally doesn't need to. But
wait,
like,
isn't that? Wait, okay. Now I'm gonna be an asshole, but isn't that like typical? Because you're Bohemian too, right?
Yeah.
Isn't that like typical Bohemian to have a million jobs? I'm sorry.
It's true. I can't lie.
You just got a video banned.
I did. Don't cancel me. I'm sorry, but it was just like I see the Wayans brother. I see that skit on the Wayans brothers.
No,
They have like 5 jobs. Oh my gosh, that was hysterical.
Yeah, but I think that's just like natural. Like he's a night owl, but he finds time to sleep. He finds time to be with his family. He finds time to like. I feel like if you want to make time, you'll make time.
Right.
So anything I do, I want to do it. So because I want to do it, I'm gonna make the time for it. Trust me, if I don't want to do something, like I'm the type of person who's just gonna walk away.
Oh, so you don't have, what is that? FOMO? Is that what it is?
No, I don't have that. No.
You're missing out.
I don't ever feel like I'm missing out. Like the other day, I went to a party and like my friends are like, they got into an argument in the club, and like one thing about me, once the energy is off, like I'm ready to go. Like I don't care. Like,
it's
I'm
done.
just ready to go. 'Cause if we're not gonna fight, I don't want to be here. Like that's just how it is. So I'm removing myself from the situation. I'm going out to the car, ready to go. They're like, yo, bro, let's go back inside. Da 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 da. Yo, we're not even worried about it. No, we're not gonna fight. Don't worry. I'm like, listen, my vibe is already in my bed. Like,
Yeah.
I'm trying to go to sleep. Just like that's where my heart is right now. So
Oh, wow.
I'm gonna go.
Good for you.
Yeah.
Not me. I'd be like, all right, let's go back in.
I'm gonna make sure they're safe first. Those are my like boys, so I convinced them to leave too. But I'm like, once I don't feel something, I just go with my spirit.
Sean said you got 14 jobs. No, but really
I'm like
it
Tommy.
does.
I don't really got a job.
But you do, you're coaching, and let's talk about the sports thing. We talked about the sports thing last time, because you have the the height for basketball. But it was so funny. You were like, yeah, I can't, you know, make a basket to save my life.
Well, now I'm actually nice. I got
Now
to
you're
clap it
getting
up
it?
for myself because in the last 2 years, I've been putting in work in the gym, and I finally feel like I could make a high school team.
Are you sure not the town team?
Oh, yeah.
Participation award. No, but I thought that was hysterical because like it's stereotypical, yes, but it's true that, you know, especially at their height, like basketball is the way you would have gone or whatever.
Yeah.
But you didn't. You chose the most obscure sports.
Yeah, I know. They still say I play basketball like I play rugby, but that's like, I mean, I played water polo in high school. I swam.
Water polo. Like I didn't know they still had teams for water polo.
Yeah, I mean, it's a growing sport, I think.
Oh, so that it's coming back then, because
I think it's growing.
water.
I think.
I think.
I think it's growing. But yeah, it's. I mean, I love it because, like, again, I mean, I teach in a mostly black and brown school, so it's like teaching guys something that they wouldn't necessarily be learning. I think it is empowering, one, and then two, it's like you get kind of bragging rights because like you're the only black guy that does water polo.
Literally. I think we Googled this at the last show to see how many, and the rugby too.
Yeah.
But you chose like such different sports than what, and you said that you didn't get any scholarships for the water polo, which is why you didn't play in college. But you picked up rugby. So it wasn't even like something that, like who just picks up rugby?
I mean, I played football before, so like
Oh, okay.
I wanted to do something.
You
similar
played
to
rugby?
football. Oh, you did? Oh, you're a rucker? Oh, you never drank the boot?
No, definitely not.
Oh, okay.
I like. All right, so there's some similarities with football then.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, there's a lot of similarities with football, but I mean, my position, I like my position because I didn't get hit a lot. So like the guys who are like shorter, it goes by height. So like your height, if you're taller and faster, you're on the wing, and like the wings are always like, you know, you're good looking 6'3" guys who could just run up and
He
down
added the
field.
good looking part in
Yeah,
there.
because we don't get hit as much. Everybody in the
Oh, they look beat up.
yeah, they look
Those
crazy.
they just look beat up.
I used to look at the rucks like I'm not going anywhere near that. I'll catch the ball on the outside and I'll run. That's yeah.
So you had the speed then at
Yeah.
least for that, okay.
Really
I
just a leg,
just-
so I don't think I'm.
Like a black kid from Newark playing rugby. Tell me that this doesn't sound like the biggest conundrum ever.
Well, there was a couple of us.
Really?
Yeah, there were. Yeah. One of my friends, he was from Camden, and then this other short black guy we used to play against. He was like, I thought he was like, he should have been a running back or something. Yeah, he was like super fast, but yeah, there was like 3 of us.
3 in the state of New Jersey. Hello.
They paid them to be on the team.
They paid.
Right.
Sure, you can't say that out loud.
Diversity and inclusion.
So when you started your high school, I want to back because I didn't ask this last time. When you started your high school career and you were choosing a sport, what made you lean towards aquatics?
I got cut from the basketball team.
Oh,
Yeah,
so you
that
did
was
start with basketball.
Yeah, well, no, it was like, it wasn't a dream. It was just like I didn't have hoop dreams, but like I was always tall. So up until high school, I was the tallest guy on the team. So coach always trained me as a center.
Okay.
So, but when I get to high school, I'm 6'2", 6'3". So I'm point guard height. They expected me to be able to handle the ball, shake people up, all this other stuff. I'm over here going to the post, trying to post up against somebody who's like 6'6". So, you know, yeah, that didn't happen. Yeah. I was the last person cut, though. I fought.
Wow. And you went to a private high, I don't know, we weren't allowed to talk about it before. Are you allowed
Yeah,
to?
I think I'm allowed to talk about
You
it
think?
a little bit more, yeah.
Okay.
Because now they're more in the media and everything like that. So as long as I just keep them in a good light. Shout out to St. Benedict.
St.
Greatest high
Benedict's in
school ever.
Newark, yes. My nephew actually graduated from there.
Oh, really?
Yes. He's
What was his name?
I'll tell you later.
Oh, okay.
But now he's at NJIT, so.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Oh, that's dope.
Yeah. No. What's the one in, used to be Trenton State.
Trenton State?
Now it's,
What, like Ramapo?
no, Trenton, in Trenton. But it used to be called Trenton State, and then it became,
I'm not sure.
my sister graduated.
College in
from-
New Jersey?
College in New Jersey,
Oh, okay.
thank
yeah.
you. I think.
I didn't know it was called Trying to Say.
Well, way back when. I'm a lot older than you. I'm old enough to be your mom. TCNJ, thank you.
Okay.
At least somebody's listening. Yeah, so he graduated from there, and I was really impressed with that because, again, it's a private school. This is not, you know, you don't just enroll, you apply. So your grades had to be there. It had to be a place where they thought you would also fit in.
Well, I mean, yes, there is that component to it, but I think part of the mission and what makes that place so great is that they're willing to go where no other private schools are going. So like Father Ed in specific, he used to tell this story about how Benedict's was first rebirthed in the 70s after the riots, and he literally had to go down to the courthouses and plead with some judges to get guys who were literally about to go to the juvenile detention center, and he brought them into his custody. And
Really?
yeah, and actually started with the first class at St. Benedict's.
Oh, I did not know that.
Yeah, so they have a history of pulling guys literally off the street and turning them into people who can contribute, who are pie bakers and not pie takers. Like he's always done a masterful job at that, and I think he's sowed that seed into the mission, and we still do that. We still try to keep the kids who are struggling, who have issues at home, try to identify those issues and bring them to our counseling center and get them the help, whether they're part of our emotional support groups or part of like any other like one-on-one counseling. Like we have all those services to be able to provide for them. So,
Really?
yeah. So as long as we're able to identify it, again, one of the things, it's like crazy because like you get anybody from Benedict's who can do, like attest to this. You have like quotes in your head from like your years at Benedict's. So like one of the quotes in my head is like 77 chances. Like for a child, you have to give them 77 chances. Like not one chance, not 77 chances, 77, because they're not bad people. They just make mistakes.
So just keep giving them a chance.
Right.
Gotcha. Okay. That's interesting, though. And this is where you're still coaching and you're just teaching, yes?
Yes.
So you really came back. This was a positive experience for you in this environment.
It's definitely been positive. It's I've been able to add more structure to what I'm doing, and then it's made me more disciplined as a result to be able to get done. And I actually don't think I'd be able to get through law school without really having that position right now, because it's literally right across the street from my law school. I'm able to bounce back and forth, use my classroom as an office, zone out, study when I need to, and then the studio's right around the corner.
So everything is like right there.
Everything's there.
Nice. What else do you want to talk about? We had 2 years of stuff happening. How about you, Mikey? What do you want to add? Nothing?
2 years. Yeah, I haven't had any kids or got married yet, so that's the...
Thank God.
We had when it's pre-pandemic?
No. After.
After?
It was like when we were right outside, like still masks.
Yeah. That we met Kenya at the American Dream opening for Do You.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
Do
Do You Boo. So shout out to...
That was after the pandemic.
Yeah.
That was really nice.
Yeah, it was. That was cool. Yeah, we had...
Okay, somebody asked, how did you benefit from this 77 chances mantra?
How did I benefit from it?
Yeah. Hey, John.
Well, there's the child me and then there's the adult me. I think I benefited from it in 2 ways. Like as a child, I think I didn't get in trouble a lot. I feel like I was really sneaky.
Okay. And you didn't get caught?
Right, I didn't get caught a lot, so like that wasn't really a big issue for me, but just the ability to make mistakes and those mistakes not be over, because adults, you can bring your own reactions to a situation, and like we can sometimes take things out of proportion. And I feel like for kids, sometimes they're like really innocent in what they're doing. They're just fucking up. Oh, my bad, can I curse?
No, yes. Yep,
Oh, yeah,
we can
they're just
curse.
fucking up. So like, really what you have to be able to do is know that it's just a mistake. Like
Mm-hmm.
once you recognize that it's just a mistake, they're not an evil person, they're not a bad person, they just did something wrong.
Mm-hmm.
We always do something wrong. I ran a red light today. Well, hopefully, I don't want to.
Nobody said.
But like, yeah, everybody does things wrong, but we have to be able to forgive. And I think as an adult, working with kids and working with anybody, whether they're emotional, because we as adults can get into child states too.
Sure.
So like I have friends sometimes that will revert to a child state, and like you got to deal with them appropriately. You can't always villainize people. I think the important thing is to look at someone's humanity and then assess it from there, not assess like what's going on in that moment. Because I might get into it with somebody, but we could be best friends after. Like we might like the same ice cream. I don't know. But we won't get to that point until we learn how to deal with that butting heads first.
Okay.
Yeah.
But do you think that's like a guy thing? I always feel like guys can fight 1 minute and the next minute they're sharing a beer.
Yes, I do. But I think that my experience coaching women as well, I feel like women are honestly more forgiving than guys.
Oh
I
yeah,
think
you haven't met
guys,
me
like,
then.
Well, no, not forgiving, but like forgiving in the sense of like y'all let it go. Like y'all, like once you're done with something, like truly done with something, it's like in the wind. Like
Yeah.
of course, like when you're still engaging in the argument, like it's just gonna be back and forth. But I feel like I don't know. My mom is a person like that. Like once she stops messing with something, that person is invisible.
Right.
Like,
That I agree with. Yes. Once I'm done, I
Yeah.
forgot about you.
Yeah, exactly. But
Oh,
no, I
so-
see your point. Yeah.
I just feel like guys definitely are. They fight it out, and then it's
Yeah, that's true. I feel like I can't have a best friend unless we fought at least once
Really?
or twice.
I'm saying I'm the opposite. Like, why we should never fight? There should be zero reason to be fighting. If we're fighting, then there's issues. Let's see. Hello, champagne hangover. All right, so we've got the coaching down. You're teaching. You're in school. You're still making music, and you're doing movies. Last time we spoke, you were about to release a movie from Lionsgate. This is the same movie that
No, this is something different.
Oh,
Yeah, so last management I had just fell through.
oh, okay. So that didn't. Okay.
Yeah, I just decided not to move on. But God blesses you in different ways.
Mm-hmm.
I was able to get picked up by something that was even more of a opportunity, and now I'm connected with people I wouldn't have been connected with otherwise if I was working through someone. Like I was able to literally meet the director face to face and work with him to help set some scenes up. And I was able to work with the camera guys from the movie Avatar 2 that's out right now.
Wow.
So it's like, I don't know, I feel like God just put you in the right place at
Always.
the right time. Yeah.
And how did you find doing stunt work?
That was actually fun. Like,
Yeah?
I'm not gonna lie, it felt like a really long practice session.
Okay.
Like they were just practice as in like swim practice. Like it just felt like a really long practice, but it was fun because I was just playing water polo all day, and like there was other guys in the water. We were fighting. We were literally like, I don't know, talking trash. It was fun. Like it was just competition. I didn't feel like it was like I didn't have the stress of having to memorize lines or like anything like that, which is not a problem for me. Like I've done theater, so theater it's literally you don't get another take with theater.
Right.
Yeah. So this was like action, stop. Okay, action again, stop. All right, action again, stop. So it was just, I don't know, it was different. It was a different feel, but I feel like it was a good experience.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Would you think you'd do it again?
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
Without a doubt, yeah. It was, I don't want to say it was some of the easiest money I ever made, but
It was the easiest money you ever made.
yeah, if you're looking for a stunt man, definitely hit me up. I'm
Yeah.
trying to do like a war
Oh,
movie
come
or
this way.
something.
You're not in the screen.
bad.
Only
Yeah.
see me.
If you're looking for a stunt man, definitely hit me up. I could do water stuff. I don't know about heights. I might not jump out of a plane.
Oh.
That might be like kind of extra. But like a car, I might jump out of a car.
All right. So we can't play your music, right? We can't play any music. No, not yet.
Where can they find your music?
Yeah.
Oh, everywhere. Google Kenya Amir, Kenya Amir. Spotify will pop up, Apple Music, YouTube, Tidal. I also have a clothing line that just dropped.
That's news.
Yes. It's called Children of God USA.
Okay.
You can find it at childrenofgodusa.com. It's everywhere. If you
So
hit
that's
me
6.
up at
Now
Kenya
we're
Amir, I'll
at
send you
6.
the link personally.
We're at 6. Well, no, that's 9. Oh, God. Wow, so that's 6 things you have on your plate. So you took modeling off and added clothing design.
Yeah, added clothing, added fashion.
Also, you stayed in that genre. So how did that come about?
I had again, back to my uncle. I had conversations with him before he passed. He really was adamant about producing some sort of clothing line. And in the background of all that, while he was producing T-shirts, I was developing a website. So it just kind of, I don't know. I literally just launched it like 2 days ago.
Oh wow!
Yeah,
So it's breaking news.
It's up and running. We have like 40 items up. 40. So yeah, should be cool.
All right, so we'll definitely tag all of that in here.
Oh, absolutely.
Oh, that's exciting. All right, so what else? We have new music that you've put out. Mm-hmm. Anything new on the horizon?
Yeah, I'm always making music. I'm about to go to the studio right now to finish up a project or a beat that I was sent a couple of days ago. So yeah, I mean, I have another project that I'm working on with my grandmother right now. That's kind of, it's still in the works because my uncle was a part of that process. So he just passed. We're gonna get through with the funeral. Get through the funeral on Monday, and then we'll be able to sit down and really talk like future with that project and where it's going. We have one song recorded already. It's a song that my grandfather originally played on the horn. So when my grandfather passed, my uncle was adamant about doing his dad's music, so he redid the beat. He had me get on it. It's actually house music. He remixed it from jazz to house music, and then I hopped on, and like he was really excited about that song. He was in the process of making the other song. He literally called me like at law school right before I went to class. And then he went in the studio, recorded the beat, and then he passed away a couple hours later on Valentine's Day.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, so.
That's sad.
Yeah, so we're getting that project done, and yeah, it's gonna be. I think it's gonna be some of my best work.
I think it's just super special. Well, you're tapping into your entire family history.
Yeah.
Let's talk about that again, because you had said that your grandfather was had toured with some pretty big names.
Right. Yeah, my grandfather, Gratian Moncourt the third. He, shoot, who hasn't he toured with? Ray Charles, Dizzy Gillespie. He was a jazz musician. He toured Europe. He pioneered avant-garde jazz. He was a big, I guess, figure in Newark history, along with Amiri Baraka. He was really good friends with Amiri. And yeah, he was a true musician till the day he passed.
Wow.
Yeah, he definitely was.
So your family has a very long history in the musical world.
Right.
It was almost like just a natural progression for you to also.
Absolutely. I mean, I've been pushed to do it. Like, it's not like it was ever something. You know how, like, you get somebody in the family who's like, oh, I'm gonna be a rapper. And, like, it's like, oh, yeah, Lil Joe's releasing a mixtape. Like,
It's gonna hand them out on the corner.
Right. It was never like that because, like, my family is a musical family. So, like, my grandfather has records. He had record deals before. He's worked with Universal. He's worked with all these people. So we knew that, and he used to get royalty checks all the time. So like we knew that you can make a living doing this. So my parents never deterred me from it. Anytime I wanted to do music or theater. I think I was more quiet though when I was a kid.
Yeah.
Like I didn't let people know that I was good at music until maybe like my 8th grade year when I joined a musical.
Wow.
Like, cause I was just, I loved to sing, but like I wouldn't sing for people. I would just kind of keep it to myself. And then I tried out for a play and then I got the lead. So it was like, oh shit. Like I had never done that before, but I wasn't shy or anything. I just kind of went for it. Yeah.
Amazing. But you're low key. You don't have that like
Yeah.
very rambunctious type of personality. So it's interesting to see that, you know, you have such talent. Like I was playing your music on the way down here and it comes up on my playlist all the time. And I'm like, oh my God, I keep forgetting how great your voice actually
Thank
is.
you. I really
It's
appreciate
not,
that.
you know, it's not, everybody uses those production techniques to like add something to it, but it's nice to hear that you can actually sing.
No, thank you. I appreciate that.
Yeah, no, a lot of people just auto-tune everything. I mean, I could probably make a record.
Yeah. See, the thing is, auto-tune is supposed to be an instrument. I feel like people use it for vocal correction instead of like T-Pain mastered it. Like he made auto-tune a instrument. Like, because have you ever heard T-Pain sing?
No.
T-Pain is the best singer. Like he's like if Michael Jackson's up here, T-Pain's like right here.
Really?
Like T-Pain can sing. Like he can really, really blow. Like, and he uses auto-tune as a instrument to amplify what he's already doing.
Oh, so okay.
It's like
whereas everybody else,
notes.
like I'll use auto-tune to make my voice sound listenable.
If you hit the correct note on auto-tune, it's gonna sound beautiful.
What's the spelling on your name?
Oh, Kenya.
Look at him on his phone again. I swear to God, we're gonna.
Amir.
His phone's gonna go off now.
Yes, that is one of the songs.
We played that.
I got
on the show.
Love Me, is that up there?
I think that's what I put on my story. Is that what I put on my story today?
I didn't. No, that was She's a Freak. Did I call it Freak? I forgot what the name of that song was.
Oh, I don't know.
I know she's a copy because she's undercover deep.
Oh, I don't know. All I know is that I put in your name in the music when I go to put my stories, and you have this whole list of songs. I actually wanted to play, what was it, Cinnamon?
Cinnamon?
Yeah,
oh, yeah.
I wanted, because I was listening to it, rewatching the show, and I was like, oh my God. Because my reaction to that is still the same way when it played. I was blushing, and I was like, and then I said it on air. I was like, the song makes me fucking blush. What happened? Oh, you're playing it? Oh, so all right, so everybody
You guys can't hear it.
No, we can't hear it. Oh, that's great. What are you playing?
Love Me.
Love Me, okay. That's so cool.
Fuck me, love it when I hit it in the morning. Love me, fuck me, love it when I hit it in the morning. Trust me, bet it might taste like gummies. Drink it like tea, like honey. Baby, let me spit on my gum, please. Sometimes I be thinking about one thing. Sometimes I be thinking that it's just me. I'ma break it open like crab legs. I'ma leave it shaking like bad legs. Got a BBL right balance. Shots got her shaking like a crackhead. Damn, it can't lie, you're getting better. Love it when your lips stick together. Love it when your lips they stick together. I don't wanna play with nobody. Damn, I didn't know we had a problem. Back shots really might solve it. Back talk really ain't a problem. Call me when you really wanna call me. Call me daddy, put you in a foreign. Doing laps round the females round the corner. I could tell that you get it when you wanna. Love me, fuck me. Love it when I hit
Oh, we're not. Oh, I didn't even know that they couldn't hear so the music was playing. Way to go, engineer. Do you know somebody was like, why do you only call him engineer? I was like, yes, that's his name. So we got to listen to Love Me, was it? Just now. That's cool. Well, I didn't get to hear it, but you guys got to hear it. But the other song you had just debuted and we actually ended the show with was Black Boy Mother's Blues. Yeah. So listening to that again, and you told me that what you included in the beginning of that song was from where?
The Color Purple.
The Color Purple, okay.
Right.
So that was really, really great. I had that blaring in my car on the way down here, and I was like, yeah, I still like this song. And it's interesting the type of music that you put out. Yes, you're an R&B artist, but it definitely has a jazzy undertone, which is obviously paying homage to your grandfather, but really good music. And I'm excited that you came back on and that you're still making music and you're still out there really paying it forward to the community where you grew up in. You didn't leave, which a lot of people tend to do. So, and you're going to school here, you're teaching here, you're doing all of this in your hometown, so.
Yeah, I'm just trying to just give back as much as I can, because I know at some point I'm going to want to do more for myself too. I think that's part of like my next growth and elevation is really like still, I just won't be teaching in a classroom. Like I'll be evolved to practice law and help people in other ways, and I want to do that globally and be able to make sure I have an immediate impact on my community, but have an effect that spreads out like to the wider community too.
Love it. Definitely love it. So hopefully the next time we talk to you, it'll be Kenya Amir Esquire.
Right, hopefully, yeah. Actually, no, not hopefully, it will be.
It will be, yes, yes. Putting out that into the world. So we'll be hearing more music. Again, let everybody know where they can find you.
You guys can find me at kenya.amir. You can also find me at childrenofgodusa.com. Sorry, childrenofgodusa.com.
All right, so thank you so much for coming on.
Thank you.
That was a great conversation. All right, everybody, it's a brand new week, so go own it and mind your favorite minx and join us next time. Have a good weekend, buddy.